The number you have dialed has been changed.
Shawty had them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. Got the whole club looking at her.
Oh my god. What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I've done anything even remotely related to video editing or recording or anything like that. I'll just preface this by saying 2020 has been a hell of a year. Not only were we already dealing with political disparities and divides in our country, we had the fires going on in the rainforest and Kobe died, but then Corona burst onto the scene and just muddled everything up more. And I'll just say that it's been just an unprecedented time that we've all had to come together to face. And I think that with all the protests going on that were going on, and even all the people that are dying and everything that's happening, like with the vaccine, everything you see in our news, and even with the whole presidential elections, like even that would have happened even without Corona, but now it's been politicized even with the mask thing. So I just say that with all that going on, we need a space. We need a space where we can put all that aside and just be honest with each other, and a space where we can kind of get out of our own heads, I think. So how are you guys doing? I mean, like I've been like okay. I mean, I probably don't care, but I've been like okay-ish. We're all going through things now, and even with Corona, like with the quarantine things, we're all experiencing a little bit of cabin fever, and some of us are having hardships with mental health. I know I've been struggling a little bit with it. Let's talk. Corona really just jacked up everything for all of us, and we're all struggling a bit with the outcomes of it and what it's meant for us, and even just what's going to become of it, because none of this is going away. So we need to be prepared to put certain measures into place where we can all come together as a group and a society, as people, to uplift each other so that we can all get through this together. So yes. Yes, Corona sucks. Miss Rona, she needs to go somewhere. I've been thinking a lot about what this means for school, because I am a rising junior, and how we're going to basically change as a society. And if you want me to share my thoughts about it, like just let me know. I'll maybe post a video about it. But honestly, I'll say that whatever I have to say, with the onslaught of content on the internet, what I have to say is generally not that important in general, but it does help to get it out there, like you know, to get out of your own head. So that's the main reasons why I'm doing this. So I'll say that one of the main ways I've been coping with being indoors all the time and having to stay in my house and not being able to go out with my friends or really see some of my extended family members that I used to be around all the time has been, I picked up a ton of hobbies. So I was already hardcore into sewing. Sewing was my jam. It got to a point in quarantine, I was sewing every day after school. After I would do my little internet school, I would go right in my basement and start sewing, like for the rest of the day. And I would listen to my music, and I was just doing it to get out of my own head, like to not have to worry about or think about any of the things that were going on. I feel like that kind of stunted me processing what was happening in the world, and I think that's definitely important in this time, is processing and having a healthy outlet to talk about what's going on and like what's happening in the world. And getting out of your own head sometimes can mean the difference between breaking down and kind of crumbling up inside and just perspiring in a way. I constantly need to get out of my own head because my thoughts, whew. Do you ever just want to like drill a hole in your head like just to get like all the thoughts out?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You know what I mean. After sewing, I got really into makeup, so I did all that for a little bit, like maybe a couple weeks, and then I got really into skateboarding.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he on X Games mode.
I am pretty good at skateboarding for someone who has never done it before. I was pretty good. But after I got this, and this didn't deter me from skateboarding. I did fall. This was a fall. It didn't deter me from skateboarding, but I had to wait for it to heal before my mother even let me get back on the skateboard because she was like, she's so extra, honestly. My mom's extra, but whose mom isn't, honestly? I picked up writing, and since then I have been like writing a little book. I have been writing like a little book, and you know what? It's going pretty good. I'm at like 33,000 words now, and I mean it's just the first draft, but I'll say that it has some potential. There you go. So during all this time that I was sewing, doing my makeup, skateboarding, whatever else I was doing that I forgot about that because maybe it only lasted like a week, I've been reading constantly. Before March 13th, I had read maybe 4 books, which was pretty on track for me because that's about how many books I would have been reading. But since then, since March 14th, today is, what's today? Hey Siri, what's the date?
It's Sunday, August 30th, 2020.
There you go. Since March 13th, my reading took off. Like, when I tell you I was reading every single day for hours at a time, I am not sugarcoating it by any means. I have read like 80 something books in the span of 5 months since March 13th. And you know what? I'm proud of that, but I also recognize and acknowledge that 80 books in the span of 5 months is a ridiculous amount for any person to read, let alone a teenager who, in a modern sense, is constantly plugged into their phones and talking on their phone like all the time and like on social media and like doing things like maybe playing video games, all that stuff. But you know what? That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing with my time in quarantine, and you know what? I did have some nice takeaways from it. I read some really good books. So this quarantine has been the first time that, you know what? No, it's not. Because I used to read all the time. Like I would be like, so like in 3rd grade, I would be sitting at the lunch table with my friends reading. And they'd be like, Yasmin, why don't you talk to us? I'm like, because this is more interesting than what you guys are talking about.
I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a bookworm. And honestly, reading to me is such an integral part of my life. I've taken something away from each book. Even if I hated it, even if I hated a book, I've still taken something away from it. Like that's how reading works. So I say all this to say that reading is definitely a big part of why I am doing better in my quarantine, why I'm on YouTube now, because I feel like I can. And that's not to say YouTube has ever been like something that's scared me or anything, but it's definitely something that takes some motivation for me to like get on camera and like do stuff. Like it's fun, obviously it's fun, but like everything, like you need to be willing and able and feeling up to doing it. So sometimes my reading will stunt a little bit. Like right now I'm in a bit of a reading slump, but I'm working through it. So during those 5 months I've been reading, my reading really picked up in May. In like June and July, I was reading like 20 plus books, which is ridiculous. I was finishing like a book every other day, sometimes 2 a day. And my friends, they called me They called me a psychotic nerd. Like, I think that's the best compliment I've ever received, honestly. If you want me to do a video of like my favorite books in quarantine, or even my favorite books in general, I can like gush about my favorite books, which, you know, I'm down for that. My reading has fluctuated through the years. Like when I was in 5th grade, I had a book glued to my hand. I got my book taken from me in class multiple times a day because I would not put it down. So going back to those times has been a little bit like cathartic in a way, because that's what reading for me is. Like, it's soothing, it's relaxing, it's also a way for me to like get really invested in the story, and I just love reading. Aww. So be ready for some more content. I like 10 more days until school starts. I think what I could do, I think this might be a good idea, is doing like a week in a life of like an online school student, which I think would be pretty chill, you know, I think that would be pretty cool, like just to share like what for the future generations, for the masses, for my future possible children. I hope you guys are doing well in this quarantine with all, like, I hope you guys are dealing with whatever feelings that you're going through, like whether it be restlessness or cabin fever or mental health issues, and etc. I hope you guys are doing fine, that you guys are perspiring and thriving and just living your best lives in quarantine. I also hope that you come back for the next video, because I think it's gonna be cool, because like I have a lot of ideas about where I want to take this channel in the wake of my rekindled passion for reading. I definitely think that's going to be integrated into the other stuff that I do. So yes, so like, subscribe. You don't really have to. If I say I honestly don't care, that's a lie. Obviously everyone wants subscribers and like wants likes, but I will say that it's definitely not a forefront of my mind. My thing is just putting out the best content that I can, and definitely because it's a way for me to channel on the energy that's not going into sports into something else, because that's definitely another thing that's been wearing on me. But, you know, like, subscribe. What's the other thing? Ring the bell, I guess. Is that still there? I don't know. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, chill, comment, I guess. Chill out, share the video with people that you think might like it. And, you know, just stay cool, you know? So, thank you guys for watching. See you later.
Making part. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids.